What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is just gonna be a quick drop. Queen Supreme Court. I know I'm late. This is Thursday. The show was Monday night. And y'all know I don't review the show every week. Last week we had a really good show. I enjoyed it. It was, oh shoot, now I can't remember who it was last week. I should have checked before I said something. But I remember looking at the show and enjoying it. You know what I mean? It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't, you know what I mean? I mean, I can say it wasn't good. It was good. This week's show, we had Sidney Starr, who I was curious to see Sidney outside of the love and hip hop realm. I did not know, y'all know I'm not the Instagram person as far as knowing a lot of these Instagram people. I didn't know who Sidney Starr was before love and hip hop. She clearly had a large online following, a large Instagram, social media following. I wasn't familiar with her. Got to know her on the show. And I wasn't crazy about some of her antics. I don't think she's a bad person. I don't dislike her. But some of her antics are a bit much. And so I was, when I went to go watch the show, I was like, okay, let me see if that was what she was doing for the camera or if that's just who she is. And I learned that is just who she is. Which is a good thing. That means that you're authentic in who you are no matter what environment you're in. So it's a good thing. The show starts off, her and Matt. Now I knew when they said Sidney Starr, you know how some of the people come on the show and they let Maddie do the dance and they just kind of, no. I knew Sidney was going to get up and she was going to shake and she was going to get it. And she did. Maddie looked really cute. She had this little ponytail thing working. I like it. I've seen, that's not the first time she's done the pony and I like it. I think one time she did it was blue, and I thought that was really cute. So, I'm going to blow through a little bit of this because it's something I really want to get to, which is really the reason why I did this review. So, let me talk a little bit about Miss Sidney. I'm going to say this to you, Miss Sidney. Stop fucking apologizing. Stop it. Okay? And I'm saying that to you as somebody who says, look, you said what you said. You said it for your reasons for why you felt you had to say it. You went on the Breakfast Club and you lied about the fact that you were post-op and you weren't post-op. You still have all of your parts. But guess what? So the fuck what? Stop apologizing. You apologized on Love and Hip Hop. You said before the world on a national platform, Love and Hip Hop, I lied. This is why I lied and I'm sorry for lying. You said it on the show on Monday night. But that's it. Be done with it. And Maddie Maddie was even trying to tell you, look, just stop. Don't. Don't. You said it, boo. People make mistakes. You are not perfect. You said you're still young. Mom, and you Mommy, it's my mama. Mommy, you said what you said Mommy. For your reasons. I don't think that you are obligated to continue to apologize to us. And people are either going to accept that apology or they're not. You can't make anybody accept anything. But it is what it is. So move on from that. So that's my advice to you. Stop it. You're a little raunchy for me, Sidney. And there were a few parts of the show I just had to fast forward. Now, I am no prude by any stretch of the imagination. However, sometimes it's just a bit much. It's just a bit much. And I felt like that on the show. And if you look at my reviews from the show, I said it on the show and I'm going to say it there. I enjoyed you. I enjoyed your input. I feel like I think you showed people that you were a smart, intelligent person, which on the show didn't always come off that way. I'm just going to be honest about that. But you showed that you were current and you were up on certain things. And when you didn't know about something, you didn't try to pretend that you knew about something. You were honest and said, well, yeah, I really wasn't familiar with that either, or I didn't know, or what have you. So from that point of view, I enjoyed the show. I felt like you and Maddie had a really good, mother-daughter type chemistry, you know what I mean? Where you respected the fact that she paved a way for you, but not and you were not disrespectful. To me, you were not disrespectful. Whenever you wanted to say something, you were very polite about, can I cut you off? But can I say something? And I was like, oh, Lord. So from that point of view, I enjoyed the show. Now, I'm about to go off on about a 2-minute rant about something totally different. At a certain point in the show, you guys flipped the topic and you got really serious and you talked about trans women. That story you did on the trans women took place in Forest Heights, Maryland. That's near me. That's not that far from where I live. I know I'm very familiar with that neighborhood. Fairmont Heights. Is it Forest Heights? Fairmont Heights. Anyway, it's all right there together. I didn't know this young lady, though. I didn't know the trans woman that was killed. And then from there, you sort of transition into the Nipsey Hussle murder. What I want to say is, I am sick and tired of people hearing what they want to hear instead of what someone is saying. And I feel like Maddie was trying to make a very valid point. And people were not hearing the point she was trying to make. They were so quick to get an attitude. They were so quick to start a fight. They were so quick to be ready to be up in arms that they weren't listening to what she was saying. She kept saying that she sent condolences and she felt bad about this young man being murdered and she felt bad about what happened to him. However, what she was saying is the same way we were going up for Nipsey Hussle is the same way we need to be going up when we hear about these trans women being murdered, when we hear about the LGBTQ community being beat up and being, the same way we go up for them. That's how we need to go up for everybody. And then it came up about, excuse me, Nipsey Hussle making some disparaging comments about the LGBTQ community. And what I'm going to say about that is he's no longer here to clear up any of his words or defend himself. So I'm not going to beat him up for how he felt. I did not know enough about him. I'm be honest. I couldn't tell you one song. I knew him by name. I knew him and Lauren London were together, but I didn't know anything about him beyond that. I certainly didn't know about his community activism and all of that. That's not my community, and I did not know, being honest. However, what I will say is, him making those comments, I think somebody told me that he did go on the Breakfast Club and sort of clean up what he was saying, but he probably felt the way he felt. That doesn't change the tragedy of his death, and I do not think that anything Maddie was saying was portraying that. But I was getting upset as I was watching the show when Maddie was reading some of the comments that were coming through, and even somebody in the jury, she sort of had a conversation with, and it didn't get loud or argumentative, but it was a difference, and I don't think that he was hearing her. I don't think that he was hearing what she was trying to say, and I think that's the only thing she was trying to convey. That's my 2 cents. I could be wrong. But that's my 2 cents about it. And like I said, what pisses me off is people hear what they want to hear. And people are so quick to be ready to fight and argue and defend themselves that they're not listening. When, I don't know where I heard this from, y'all, so don't quote me. But I read, whatever, somewhere in my travels, in my world. When there's a conversation, there should be a pause in between sentences. So when I say something to you, there should be a pause before you respond back to me. Because if you're ready to respond, that means you weren't listening to what I was saying. You were just listening. You were just waiting for me to stop talking so you could say what you had to say. If there's a pause, that means I'm thinking about what you just said and I'm pondering on it. It shouldn't be a boom, 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 boom. Because then that means nobody's listening to the other person. They just ready to say their part. And I feel like that's what was going on. And I really want us, everybody, to get to a point where we are really hearing each other. Where we are truly and honestly hearing each other. Not just waiting for you to stop talking so we can respond. So with that, I heard what you were saying, Maddie. I heard the point you were trying to convey. I heard what you were trying to say as far as how the LGBTQ community is treated when it comes to, violence, when it comes to crime, when it comes to being exploited. Nothing is taken away from what happened to Nipsey Hussle. Nobody's taken away from that. And I do think that the community has a right to have mixed feelings and say, look, nobody deserves to be murdered the way he was murdered. However, I still have issue with some of the things he said. And I think it's okay to feel that way. You know what I mean? You could go out here and see a bigot get murdered and say, dang, nobody deserved to get killed the way he got killed. Although, I got some problems with some things he said about black people. Like, you can do both. There's no law that says it has to be one or the other. Right? So anyway, that's my 2 cents from this week's episode. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.